Hi, and welcome to The Language Lie.
A podcast about idioms.
I'm Ingrid.
I'm Casey.
How's it going, Casey?
It's going well. How are you?
I'm good. Is this Casey or is this a computer Casey?
This is AI.
Oh, cool. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. We're gonna chat GPT. How are we gonna idiom that?
Yeah, it's gonna be way easier.
It's true.
This podcast is gonna be so easy for us.
I think chat GPT would be better at this than either of us.
Yeah,
Get right on
probably.
it.
And it has more personality.
No one has more personality than you, Casey.
Okay. All right.
All
What's the
right.
idiom?
Okay.
Okay, enough of that.
Enough jibber jabber. Uh, so this comes from a request from my friend Myers, who
Myers.
also likes to say jibber jabber. So
Oh,
yes, Myers Truelook. Probably shouldn't have said his last name.
oh,
Anyway.
take
Uh,
that out.
South Carolinian friend. So this is a very South
And his
Carolinian.
address. And his address.
I gave his address. If
Full
anybody wants
name.
his social security number,
Yeah.
um,
Slide into our DMs. We'll give it out.
yeah, we'll give it to you. So this is a very Southern idiom. Have you heard it, Mr. Northerner? Not worth a hill of beans.
I have not.
You never heard this ever in your life.
No.
Well, just goes to show. I didn't know that jump the
Goes to
shark
show
thing.
what? Goes to show what, Ingrid? Go ahead. Finish the sentence.
We both know, Casey. You don't need me to spell it out for you.
We don't price things in beans in the north.
You should. Clearly, this is a practice that you need to take. So, what do you think it means then, if you have never heard it?
It is not worth anything.
There you go. Hit the nail on the head, mister.
Thank you.
And any guesses about where it comes from?
I think that it comes from, as everyone knows, the Carolinas are known for their mass bean production, baked bean production.
No.
And in the Great Bean Fire of 1878,
Oh,
the
my.
silo that housed all the baked beans came down, and there was a huge pile of beans, baked beans.
Mm-hmm.
And they were ruined because, they're just ruined.
They weren't baked anymore. They
Yeah,
were
they were on the
fried.
ground, they were all over, and so they became worthless. And that's where the idiom came from.
Well, you got it in one, right
Cool.
in one there. So we can just go. Cool. Thanks for making that clear.
Mm-hmm.
So, just a little bit different.
Okay.
My first source here, Casey, is from Farmer's Almanac. Farmer's Almanac.
Okay, it's great. Great start.
Thank you. Did you know that Farmer's Almanac's website is almanac.com?
No.
So now they've had an advertisement from us.
Wow.
This means that it's of little or no importance, I should start by saying, so hit that one on the head, like I said. But this says beans being fairly easy to grow are commonly used in everyday expressions to indicate something of little value. Consequently, someone who isn't worth a hill of beans is seen as being worth very little, although one could argue that today a hill of beans costs a pretty penny. Just also an expression I've never understood. A pretty penny? Like what the?
Next week.
Toot is that? All right. They also
Are
say
beans
that
expensive now?
I mean, everything's expensive, Casey.
Okay.
I do have a stockpile of beans, and to me, they're worth a lot. So you just never know when you're going to need things like that.
Weird.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just because there's mass quantities of them.
Yes. So they're not worth a whole lot. I mean, beans
supply
are.
Demand.
Yeah, exactly. They say there that an older saying, not worth a bean, not the hill, appeared as far back as 1297 when historian Robert of Gloucester wrote it in his English Chronicles. The American saying, not worth a hill of beans began to appear in 1863. a hill of was often inserted into phrases to emphasize their meaning.
Mm.
So we go
Could
on
I have
to
another example of Hillel
no.
next week? Okay.
Yeah, next week. Follow
Perfect.
up.
Stay tuned, everyone.
I was editing an episode recently, and I was like, "Oh, this is an episode for 6 months ago where we said we were going to follow up on that one thing." And you know what, guys? If you were still waiting on that one thing, I will remember what it was, and we're going to go to it next week. I do have a
But
note.
people have to write in and tell us what it is because
Yes, precisely.
yeah.
Mhm. No, I know. It's just in my notes. All right. So from idioms.thefreedictionary.com, hill of beans doesn't amount to or is worth a lot. Beans have apparently been considered of little value since the 13th century. Chaucer, who I hate,
You're a big fan of Chaucer.
hate, wrote in Troilus and why am I trying to say this? A thing. Circa 1380, wrote switch.
Yikes. Listen to us. We're a legitimate podcast.
I'm not going to try to pronounce Chaucerian terms. I'm just not. Okay. So maybe I shouldn't try to pronounce this sentence, which is such arguments, nay, bean not worth a bean. The hill part of the expression refers to a common method of planting beans, which I find strange that farmersalmanac.com didn't say that. I take issue. Someone from farmersalmanac.com contact me and tell me why you weren't talking about the way of planting beans and what it means to this expression. Instead of arranging the seeds in a row, they can be planted in small clumps of 4 or 5 seeds in a little mound or hill of soil. The practice is followed principally in American home gardens rather than by commercial growers. And indeed, the expression hill of beans originated in America in the 19th century.
Interesting.
They cite that is from the Dictionary of Cliches by Christine Emmer, which I want. So all the books. Thanks, Casey. So then our last source here, I just wanted to cite because it's from Worldwide Words, which is my favorite. Always the most clever, not to insult the other ones. They say many of the same things, but that the most famous appearance of this term, which brought it to the notice of a wide international public, was at the end of the film Casablanca. Do you remember this line, Casey?
I've never seen the movie.
What?
Yeah. I'm more of a book person. Just kidding.
Okay. Really? My parents are both poets, so I just don't really know what it means. You've never seen Casablanca?
TV? No, I've never seen
it. It's in a little box. So Humphrey Bogart, at the end of this beautiful film, says to Ingrid Bergman, who is my namesake.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
My parents claim otherwise, but there is literally no other Ingrid. So
my parents literally told me that I was wrong.
There's no way that they knew the name at all other than Ingrid Bergman. So
okay, you believe whatever you want to, Ingrid.
Cool. I'm taking all that out. Ilsa, you ready to try to do a Humphrey Bogart voice? No. Ilsa. No, I can't do it. I'd have to get into my Midwestern. I'm no good at being noble, but it doesn't take much to see that the problems of 3 little people don't amount to a hill of beans in this crazy world. Didn't sound like Humphrey Bogart at all, but that is, once I read that, I remembered it from the movie. That's sweet. Cool. I can't do a gravelly, beautiful voice like he has, but there you go. There's your little idiom for the day.
Wow.
All right.
Hill of beans.
Do you feel edified?
Yeah, sure. Can you repeat the idiom as you told it to me at the top? It's not worth anything.
It's not worth a hill of beans.
It's not worth a hill of beans. Okay. Interesting. Can you repeat the Chaucer quote? Like not to be, because did he use a double negative in the
it has the anyway, such arguments nay been not worth a bean. Yeah, he did use a double negative. You are correct. I thought you were joking about me repeating the Chaucer quote.
No. we moved past it and I was like, oh, that's interesting.
You stayed there. I like that you let that one sink in.
Yeah.
Really.
My ADD is tired today. So
Well, also that's way more thought than I've ever given any Chaucer, which is probably why I don't appreciate it so very much.
that's fair. Cool. Well, that's great. Thank you. Do you use that a lot in the Carolinas?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, really?
Not worth a hill of beans.
Hmm.
I have never used it before in my life, but I have heard many, many, many people use it.
Oh.
Mhm.
Well, good to know. How well do you speak Dutch?
I don't speak any Dutch. Let's give it a
Cool.
shot.
It's so I was looking at something the other day on the internet, and it was the query that I put into Google was easiest languages for American English speakers to learn. And a couple of the results said Dutch and any of the Germanic, but Dutch especially, because I guess it is kind of Germanic, whatever. I don't really know. I was literally in a meeting, and so I wasn't really paying attention.
So you're doing research on the internet, not paying attention to your research or your meeting.
I mean, it was a long report that I had.
If anyone wants to be friends with Casey, this is the general amount of attention. I'm kidding.
Yes.
Casey's the
Oh,
best
Ingrid,
friend.
when did you get here? All right, so I just texted you this little Dutch phrase.
I don't mean to laugh at it. Over coitus in kalfjes praten.
Okay. It's not coitus the way that she said it, but
yeah, are you going to tell me how to correctly say that?
no,
Cool.
I am not.
Okay, we will need a Dutch person to call in immediately.
The direct translation is to talk about little cows and little calves, which, do you have an idea of what this means?
To talk about nothing? To
Yeah,
whisper little nothings. Oh, okay.
Small
I
talk.
wanted it to be
Oh, sorry.
Sweet little nothing. Small talk.
I will
Cute.
update the idiom.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
Yeah. That is the international idiom for the day.
I'm just keep looking at it to see if I can say it better. Nope.
Yeah.
Coitus and kalftes praten. Praten is prata is to talk in Swedish.
Oh, so. There we go. See?
Yep.
Cool.
We're all related here, guys. It's one language, one world. They all tie in.
Ingrid's unifying message at the end of our podcast.
There's one every
This is
time,
a new segment we're adding. Ingrid brings us all together.
Where Ingrid's really positive about the world and unity.
Yeah.
That seems like one we're going to start right now.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for that international. I love it.
Oh,
I love
a new little.
I don't think we've had a Dutch one before. It's great. So we would love to hear your international idioms. If you want to write into us at thelanguagelie@gmail.com. I swear I'll check it.
Once you figure out the password again. Or you could slide into our DMs on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Yes, we have a Twitter.
LinkedIn, Indeed, HubSpot,
There's
Uber Eats.
Please send us some food on Uber Eats.
Yeah, at the language lie.
Yes.
You could probably hear my dog in the background. I apologize.
So thanks for listening, guys. And we will be back with another. Let us know how you like the new format. We'll be back with another one next week. Talk to you soon.
Bruiser, stop.